nobody talks about what chasing a dream can really do to your mind. Welcome back to Creative Struggles. I'm Najale, and today I'm joined by one of my very first guests on the podcast to discuss something that we don't really talk about much, which is mental health. In this industry, as creatives, as actors, as entrepreneurs, we go through the process of uncertainty, the pressure of pursuing your dreams, navigating rejection, and how that can really, truly take a toll on your mental health. And that is what we are going to get into on this episode. So, without further ado, please help me welcome Olivia. Come on in. How's it going?
It's going great.
So, Olivia looks familiar, yes, because she was on the first episode 1, behind the scenes. If you have not watched that, what are you doing? So, any updates since last time we spoke?
Well, see, the film was completed. Yes, the project.
Amen.
Yeah.
Praise him.
It was an experience, but glad to be reunited with
Yes.
the lovely queen right here.
Oh, yes. Honestly, it was a good time. I think that we did our own little filmage too, and that was fun as well. A little add-on session. We got really great footage, quite frankly. So 2-for-1 special, I always say, is great.
Got a little in-pub on, you know?
Yeah, just nothing to it but to really do it. So, hey, yes, I'm glad that we were able to complete that.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So we can move on to more projects. Any other updates? Any more behind the scenes?
Behind the scenes. Well, my studio is under renovations. It is almost complete, so we will be having a mixer this summer. So that's pretty exciting.
Nice.
Yeah. So moving into photography a little bit more. So I guess that's an update.
Yeah.
And my day job, I had a 40-hour training that I had to redo. So I'm about 3 hours shy of that.
Redo?
So, yeah, it's a part of recertification. Yep.
Yeah. Don't you love that?
Yes. So yeah, that's what's up.
Ooh, that made me hot. Yeah. Shout out to all the people that have the day jobs or 2 jobs or 3 or 4. Bless us. We're doing it. We're doing the Lord's work, and we will be blessed very soon. Amen. Photography. I love photography. My dad is a photographer, so I was always like I don't want to say test dummy, but I was always the person to sit there to make sure the quality of the picture came out the way that it should. So as a kid, I didn't really appreciate pictures as much because it was like, I don't want to take them. You've got enough pictures, no? But now as I've gotten older, it's like, I like to take a picture of everything, like the scenery, mountains, hills, and taking pictures of that, like the way rocks are shaped. I think that's more of my type of photography. Not necessarily people, but more so nature.
Yeah, I love a good mountain photo. It makes me feel like I'm engulfed in the scene.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, that's actually what I had as a screensaver on my phone. Like I took when I went hiking, I just took a picture of the winding trail that I went up. I'm like, well, that's nice. Click. And I moved on and I'm like, ooh, this was actually a good picture. So I will take that for my dad. I don't think I would want to do people. Everybody wants a picture a certain way. And if you can't grasp what they're really trying to get at.
And people are very critical too. So it's like, hold on.
Yeah.
It's my vision.
Yeah.
Let me take what I'm looking at. And first of all, it's not edited. Really.
Yeah, I think that's also off topic, but still on topic. I think that's why I don't want to get into doing people's hair or makeup. It's like the society that we live in today, it's very critical. People are so quick to pull out their phone and show you what you did wrong, opposed to, I didn't like this. Can we change it?
Right, having a conversation.
Yeah, a simple conversation without the camera being in your face while the conversation is being had. I just don't have the time for that. And that is why I always say, I can do hair, but I do my hair. And maybe if I'm feeling up to it, I might do a friend or 2. That is as far as I'm taking it. Because do not piss me off. And I tell my friends and family all the time, I'm not a professional hairstylist. Do not come to me with any extra razzle dazzle. Go pay them people for that. I'm so serious. I did my friend's hair one time and it was great. And then it started raining and the braids were slipping out. And that is why I say I'm not a professional. Do not come to me with the extra stuff. I did give her money back though. Cause it was on me, obviously.
Okay.
Like I'm not that type of person. And that is why I don't think I would be a good hairstylist. Cause if you tell me I messed up and it's like, okay, yeah, I'll take it. I'll give you your money back. I'm going to be fucking broke.
It's going to have to come a time where you're just going to,
You have to
customer is going to be wrong.
yeah.
And you're going to have to tap that sign. Right. Do
Yeah.
fee service.
This is true. But hey, that's why I'm not in that business. Get on to the topic. Well, we're getting into mental health, but something that is not really always discussed in our industry as it should be. I think that the cost of pursuing a dream and adding in the mental health part is very difficult. There's a lot of uncertainty in this business because you truly don't know when your time is going to come and if it will ever come the way you want it to.
Right.
So there's a lot of things going on in your head. So
Ooh, yes.
feeling behind in life because I don't know about you, but I see people that I went to school with, college, have their masters, getting their PhD, some maybe even a doctorate, house, all these things that I don't have. It just makes you think, like, yeah.
It's a little daunting sometimes, It's cliche to hang on to the everyone's path is their own path. Everyone's dreams are their own dreams. Like, yeah, okay. I understand that my path is different than that path, but when is the lane going to merge? I'm just saying, especially in the industry, when you have seen partners, when you go to school with people, when you've been in programs with people, on projects with people, and time passes and you see them elevate and it seems like out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And you've been putting in your work, you've been, doing your studying, and it's like, what is happening? But it is true. Again, your path is your path.
Yeah.
And I know that's so cliche, but it is honest. And another thing is taking accountability and really honing in on self, not focusing on what you see, because also people put out there on what they want to be portrayed.
Yeah.
So of course I'm going to, all my big projects, my premiere is coming out. I'm going to post all that. Am I going to post the millions of self tapes, the nights of crying, the late bills, the eviction notices? Am I going to post any of those? Maybe, maybe not. That's depends on the person and their character. Some people that doesn't help their mental health.
Yeah.
To have someone comment on something. First of all, it's obvious. If I'm posting something, it's obvious. It's posted. So sometimes I don't need you to be as matter of fact to remind me when I posted. And I get it. You posted it. But maybe it was a cry for help. And it wasn't to be attacked, which people now know how to turn off commenting.
That was such a great update. Something that's useful.
Yeah, because I get it. I mean, and we're now in a society where we do share a little too much, But that, speaking of mental health, is a cry for help. Some people don't know where the resources are, first of all, or their support circle could be toxic. Everybody is not equipped. First of all, you need a therapist, a certified, licensed professional, not your grandmother, not your cousin, not your best friend. Especially when you're in the industry and you have friends that are not in the industry, because they do not understand your struggles. They're going to look at you and say, get a job.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even though I just told you I have 3 jobs.
Yeah. Like, get another one. Like, I don't understand.
They're like, no, those are all part-time. They're not going to lead to a decent, solid career.
Yeah.
You need to use your degree. And I'm not okay.
Yeah.
How about we talk about that for a second? I understand I'm in that situation. I might have put myself that, but I'm not. Okay, let's just talk about that.
Yeah.
But that's why it's important to have a professional in your life that you can go to that will give you sound guidance, because it's not advice. It's another thing. A lot of people take people's words literally. and you have to do it yourself. The work is yourself, but you do need support in those times. And sometimes that support might look like financial, sometimes it's a hug.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. Yeah, I think we all need therapy. We all need someone that actually can help without passing judgment. That's not, like you said, a relative, friend, whoever. Someone that doesn't already know you and can break it down in a way that you may not have thought about,
right.
or how your family or so haven't. They probably haven't thought about, and even if they did, they're not going to tell you correctly.
And then also, from my experience,
Mhm.
a lot of people's experience,
Yeah.
from my experience in particular, your family sees you in a way that might not be the you today. So, your
Mhm.
mother is going to always see her baby. Your father is going to see their baby girl or baby boy,
Mhm.
or, the relationship that you have with them, your grandparents.
Mhm.
Come on,
Yeah.
um, when those family members say those things like, "Oh, you still doing the little acting thing,"
Mm.
they don't understand that this is a serious passion and career of yours, especially when they don't see the trenches part,
Yeah.
or they see the trenches part and it doesn't connect for them
Mhm.
why you would put
Yeah.
yourself through that.
Yeah.
But it's like the same as someone doing a residency
Mhm.
as a new doctor. They're
Yeah.
doing 36 hours. Why would you torture yourself like
Yeah.
that? This is a passion of mine.
Mhm.
So, and in a way, it's therapeutic.
Yeah.
For me, it's getting a good character that is
Mhm.
relatable, that people can actually pull from, and I
Mhm.
influence.
Yeah.
Boom! I did
Yeah,
that.
you did your thing.
But yeah, it is very important to get someone outside of people that kind of put you in this box.
Mhm.
You like playing characters that
Mhm.
they see you as just one character, like
Yeah.
how people kind of see celebrities and they can't differentiate their role that they played versus the human that they are,
Yeah.
Well, that's your family too.
Mhm.
You're totally different with your homegirls and your homeboys than you are with your grandma and grandpa
Yeah.
on a Sunday
Yeah.
after church. So, that can also play on your mental health too, while I'm trying to, what's the word? It's not please people,
Mhm.
but I guess maintain that facade for
Mhm.
some people because that's our relationship. I want you to see me, especially my parents,
Yeah.
as this
Yeah.
individual that
Mhm.
is, I can't say innocent, but
Yeah.
you know what I'm
Oh, yeah.
saying. So I want you to still see me as that great child of yours,
Mhm.
not the mistakes that I've made, pitfalls and
Yeah.
dating, none of that. I don't want, so I keep that facade with you. However, even in the dating world,
Mhm.
I'm a different person that my
Yeah.
parents
Mhm.
know. My boyfriend might know a different version of me.
Mhm.
My director and my
Yeah.
theater people, they know a different version
Mhm.
of me. So
Yeah.
all of that can really start to play on you
Mhm.
when you're looking for that support in
Mhm.
down times.
Yeah.
And they're like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah. And you said you said a lot of things that have importance, but there was one key word that you said where parents look at you as their child, which obviously you are their child, but I feel like a lot of parents still see you as that child and not the adult that you already are. So, when you're going through these different phases in life, and you're struggling in a different state, and it's like, well, just come home. I don't understand, like, what you're doing doesn't make sense. Like, obviously you tried it, didn't work, moving on. And it's like, but no, I don't want to move on. That you're missing the point here. Like, well, no, like, I just get another job. Like, why can't you do X, Y, Z? It's not that I don't want to or that I'm not. It's just hard. Like, I can't snap my fingers and things just happen. By golly, if that was a thing, Lord have mercy.
If was a fifth, we'd all be drunk, baby.
But yeah, it just kind of gets frustrating when the people that you want to support you, which they do, but it's just in a way that kind of frustrates you because they say things that kind of make you feel like, oh, well, Do they really believe in me? Am I doing the right thing? Did I make the right choice? Should I have moved across the country for a dream? Should I have done all of these things and it hasn't necessarily been done yet from their point of view? Like in their age, no one is moving across the country for a dream.
See, here's the thing too. Here's the thing. So that that word dream
Mm-hmm.
is yours.
Yeah.
It's in your head.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know the big picture? And from our perspective in the industry, when
Yeah.
we have a writer or we have
Mm-hmm.
a director, let's say director, not
Yeah.
writer, but a director who has that vision and they're speaking to the cinematographer,
Mm-hmm.
and the cinematographer has to function that camera to make that visual come to life. But
Mm-hmm.
that's not their thought process,
Mm-hmm.
it's not their dream.
Yeah.
But they have to work together. But because of the conversation and understanding, they make it happen.
Right.
So that disconnect between our relative, well, I shouldn't say relatives, because some relatives understand and do support wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
But the ones that don't understand,
Mm-hmm.
they don't see you in Coca-Cola commercials. They don't see your billboard in New York. So they don't understand that those two movies that are going to be out on Tubi in 2027, it's a huge deal.
Yeah.
And I am working. That little commercial that's probably only in China was a paid commercial. And I am working.
Yeah.
Because even in the modeling world, you don't see me on the magazine. I'm not on this big runway. First of all, runways don't pay.
They
So
don't.
because you don't see that, you assume that my little career is,
Yeah.
so that's where it again is important to have professionals and also your support circle understand what it's like.
Yeah.
It's not the same. I mean, even the process of this industry is not the same anymore. Self-tapes have taken over. AI has done a lot. So that struggle alone has your self-doubt, and then you don't need extra on top of that,
Yeah.
you know. But one thing I also know is that in this industry, it seems like it's starting over when you hit a pitfall. It's a change. It's a transition.
Yeah.
And just take it as the next act is coming. So in a way, you always have to have that drama,
Yeah.
so that let that build and let that help you in your career. If you're serious about it,
Yeah.
you make it happen. It doesn't necessarily look like everybody else's path. And that's why we can't focus on who made it to BET, who made it to Netflix.
Right.
I might not ever do Netflix, but I might have so many indie films and I feel fulfilled with my career. So that's what's important.
Yeah.
What you are passionate about.
Yeah.
And what you are willing to do, and then sacrifices you're willing to make your dreams come true.
Yeah.
So
And I think that's the thing too. Like everybody doesn't want to be a Meryl Streep or, Viola Davis. Now, if it happens, but but that may not be everybody's case. And like you said, you may not ever get to that point, but you can be fulfilled in other ways. Like you don't have to be this big time actor to be fulfilled being an actor. There's a lot of actors that have been acting for years and are doing just fine. Can go to the store without security, can do all these things without having that extra pressure put onto them because they're at this level of, well, I can't go to the store. Let me call security and then now we got to wait 20 minutes for somebody to come and escort me just to get a bag of Skittles, So, yeah, I think your dream is what you make it, like you said. Whether your dream is to work at McDonald's, I'm not sure. Maybe back in the day when it was a thing and to some people, but yeah, whatever your dream is, that's just the point I'm trying to make. That is your dream. So yeah, don't let anyone try to persuade you to do something that deep down it's a bunch of BS because that's not what you want to do. If you want to work at McDonald's or Wendy's, then do it. Not really sure why, but hey.
but you also made a point that I want to bring back: mental health. So on the superstardom level, that's most actors
Mhm.
getting into this. That's, you
Yeah.
want to be on the big screen.
Of course.
If you're not mentally strong, that is not a world that you want to enter yourself into either. It's already hard to trust people. And then add the industry even harder.
Mhm.
Then add money and status. That's something that you have to be so tough. Your skin has to be strong. And that's another reason why I feel, well, this is a personal thing, but some detours in my path, in my journey, I feel the universe knew that I wasn't strong enough and I would have been susceptible to so many negative things
That's it right there.
and that's why my dream wasn't right then and there because it wasn't supposed to be that way.
Yeah.
So that's, I'll take heat. And speaking of accountability, I have not put in my 10 years to be an overnight. So I can't expect any one of you to know who I am when I haven't been consistent in my work. So a friend of mine who we did a couple of classes together, things like that, when their career had just blossomed, I was just like, what is happening? When I was working at the county in Los Angeles, that's what was happening. My auditions were far and in between. I was missing my scenes on set sometimes because of a relationship that was so I can't sit here and think that I'm supposed to be successful right now when 6 years of my life was not dedicated to my passion. So taking accountability as well helps with your mental health instead of blaming and wanting and oohing and eyeing about things. Take a step back. Am I doing everything that I can be doing? What's another step? Block out all the outside noises and the outside advice and voices for a second and just focus,
Yeah.
you know, and it's not easy.
Yeah.
It's not easy, but
'Cause we're all human.
but when you mentioned the stardom and not being able to go outside and stuff like that, is that a life that I want to live
Yeah.
either?
Yeah.
So, that's not my dream.
Yeah.
Success is my dream, but,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. Successful wealth. I think your dream is what you make it, really. And I like the point you made because you really made me just sit here and think like, who do I think I am? I'm supposed to be, this big time actor. I haven't been to an acting class in about 2 years. Not to say that, not going to an acting class is, but my thing is it's like, yeah, my auditions have been very far and few in between. And I, it's just it's tough, especially when you're doing it by yourself. This is what I want to do. This is my dream. This is my goal in life to, really do this full time. But we have bills. We have things that we have that we
speak on it,
have
sister. Speak on it.
that we have to pay for. We can't just not. Cause we gonna be on the corner with the rest of folks with the sign that say, "Can I have $1 or two?"
No, she's being nice about it. That's not the corner she was talking about. Here's the thing. That is another part of the industry that we're not just going to slide by. Focusing on other people's career paths is also damaging because you don't know what they did to get to where they are. And I'm not going to, point out anything, but the casting couch situation is a real thing, So going back to what you say, your dream and success, what that looks like, it looks different for other people. So I might not want to work with this huge agency if, it's going to put me in a compromising position where my mental health is challenged again because my back is against the wall and how bad do you want it? It's real eat or get eaten in this industry unless you have, a good support system and, so for women like ourselves, we are doing it by ourselves.
Yeah.
So it looks a lot different than some of the counterparts that make us question again, our talent sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, are you serious? That's who you cast?
Yeah.
Anyways, but understanding that a lot of this is who you know as well. So get back in those acting classes.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to tell you. And I understand that nothing is free, and that's what makes it hard. And I know that's what tries on you. So it's like it's always a battle against self.
Yeah.
How bad do you want it? I want it really bad,
Yeah.
but I can't afford it.
Yeah. It's like, okay, well, we gonna keep hitting that brick wall. And it's like, well, I tried the whole finding a free acting class. I've already been through that, and that landed me in a okay, so I wasn't in the cult, but the building and the people in the building were in the cult. I was just there for the class. But again, that goes back to the whole, how bad do you want it? I wanted it so bad that I was at the place where the cult people was at. I didn't know. I was green, knew nothing about these people. Didn't even feel the need to research them because they were being nice to me. They didn't treat me any certain way up until they wanted me to do something that I didn't feel comfortable doing. I feel like that's where it always ends up too, people are always nice until they're not, until they really want something from you. So I feel like that's also what y'all got to figure out too. Like, someone can be offering a great deal to you, and on paper, maybe not on paper, but in reality, it may seem like this is great, this is going my way, like I can't believe this is happening, until something that you don't want to happen happens. Then what? Luckily for me, I have both my mom and my dad in me, so I don't play those games. And yeah, I wiggled my way out of that situation because you're not going to make me feel uncomfortable. I will kick you where you gonna be hurting. And that's just that on that. But yeah, I just say that to say, if you find yourself in an uncomfortable situation like I was in, just run. That's what I did. Literally, just run. If you can. And if you can, scream. I don't know. Do something. Just don't sit there. That's not going to be helpful. Yeah. So, but yeah, just, you really have to weave out these things. And unfortunately, when you come into this business and you don't really know anything about it, you just know what you want to do. That's not going to help you because you need to know what you want to do, but you also need to know what everybody else is trying to do to you.
Ooh, yeah.
So,
And the thing about the struggle, it's not, besides being a Nepo baby, it's almost no way around it. I mean, if you literally listen to the stories of all the greats, they have a struggle in their career at one point or another. Even, and the thing is, just like success looks different, so does struggle. So it might seem like somebody has it all together and they really could be fighting the worst demons at that moment. So, it's not an experience that only you're going through. So that's, again, going back to having a good support system, a professional. I feel like, well, the industry knows that it's a lot of mental health issues. I mean, the world.
yeah.
But seeing when we had actors dying after playing heavy roles, I saw a shift in where they started providing more resources for actors to kind of like, separate themselves from that character for one, and to kind of get back into reality. That's another thing too that I think the average person or people outside of the industry don't kind of understand after playing a heavy role.
Yeah.
When you internalize some of those things, it's hard to shake off. And my mental health, what I'm struggling with, you might not understand because you're just like, it's a character.
You snap out of it.
And it's like, no, that character became me. And it's hard to just, now facing reality, what is reality? And then also the role ending, that's heavy for, and even on a series. I was written out of a series and my heart was broken. So I can just imagine going on as a regular and then it ending, that it's like, okay, so who am I now?
Yeah.
What do I do now? And it's just keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah.
So
That's really all it is to it. You just got to keep going. And I think about those actors that have, prime example, Grey's Anatomy. Like, you have been doing that. Ellen Pompey, love her. But like, literally, all she really did was Grey's Anatomy for what? 20, it's still going on. So what, 22 seasons plus? And she's just now starting to get into other projects. And I think that's why I think she wanted to take a step back, because it's like, I've been doing this pretty much my entire career. Like, I want to do something else. And it's like, I love her, but like, I can only see her as Meredith Grey. Like,
Right.
it's just so hard to see people as different characters when they've been playing the same character since they were 21. How does that affect her mental health? Like, obviously she's, great actor, but it's like, you've been playing the same role for a decade plus.
Right.
Like, how do you even manage that?
Right.
So it's just like,
For like the Friends cast. Or
yeah.
like, Rachel, what do you mean?
Yeah.
That's her name. Jennifer Aniston. Who is that?
Yeah.
Rachel. Her name is Rachel. So, but yeah.
Yeah. It's like, how do you even break away from that character and do something else? Now, Jennifer Aniston, she's been in quite a few other things, and I don't see her as
That's
Rachel
Rachel
Geller. I mean, obviously, yes, but I can separate her from Friends and actually watch her in a different movie or a show. I'm like, oh, that's
Right.
That's Rachel, but it's, she's playing this character. Oh, like, I was just thinking about this earlier, like child actors, growing up and becoming adult actors. I feel like those, if anybody needs therapy, and we all do, but those specifically, those child actors and now adults, those people need the most therapy, especially the ones that have been physically assaulted, verbally. I think that they need the most help, especially that documentary that came out, a couple of years ago.
Which one? The Nickelodeon?
The Nickelodeon one, it's just,
I want it to be on Nickelodeon so bad.
and it's like, it just things like that. When you hear things like that, it's like, so I was being looked after while trying to, I really want to do this and that. And then you hear about it years later, like, oh, this was the worst experience ever for everybody that was a part of it. It's like, wow. So me being pissed off about not getting this opportunity was actually me being saved from it. Covered with the blood of Jesus. Because, it's very scary. Yeah, it's just very unfortunate. And especially if you're in that and you don't have anybody to talk to because you're a kid. Back then, it's like, you're a kid. What are you to, who are you to say
Who are you
anything?
talking to?
So even if you were to try to express yourself, like, oh, I don't feel comfortable, I don't want to do this because, this person touched me inappropriately. Well, you're okay though, right? Okay, let's keep going. Like,
that was a trigger. He was kicked in the head. He's all right. He's a tough kid.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. It's just like, no, you don't know. You don't know. Like, you need to stop, ask questions, even if they say they're okay, they're not. They not. Like,
yes, but thank goodness it is a different time than those times. And because these beautiful humans are able to use their voice now, I feel like the industry is changing for children.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more protected, not a lot, because we know it's still evil in the world, but it's a little bit better. More parents are able to be on set than it being a closed set. And again, just having support, a therapist for your child actor so they can differentiate from reality and fantasy in their character and who they are. Man, this kind of work does play on your mental so much because it is like high school over and over and over again. It's a popularity contest, it's you're trying to be the best and better than, and it sometimes has nothing to do with you why you don't get the role, but that doesn't help your brain. That doesn't help your heart that, that they needed somebody that was 4'11" and you're 5'8".
Yeah.
I can't be 4'11", but does that make it hurt any less? No. So, and then my brain is like, why are you gotta be so tall?
Yeah.
What? So
I hate that because I say that all the time. And personally, I love being tall. I wish I was taller, quite frankly. I mean, we can be, especially when put on heels, easy. 6'1", 6'2" on a good day. But It's like when you see those roles where it's like, oh, you can't be past 5'7". It's like, well, I'm 5'8", so like maybe we can make an exception.
Right. Like just let me say the lines. Just let me
Yeah.
say the lines.
Yeah. I tend to submit for those anyway because it's like, y'all don't know what y'all want. I'm going to submit.
And I've always been told to let them tell you no.
Mhm.
So it helps you get tougher skin because you know that out of 700 no's, you're gonna get a yes. But the thing is getting through those 700 no's.
Yeah.
So that goes back to your little career and you still trying this. It's not working. It's having a pause, a break, a reboot does not mean it's not working. Your cell phone can glitch, right? And you'll call the cell phone company, with another phone if your phone's not working, but you'll call the cell phone company. And what is usually the first thing they ask you if you've done to your phone?
Did you turn it on and off?
So if it's that simple, sometimes it really is that simple in life. And that doesn't mean that, you have to pack up, ship up, and then you start over and then the fairy tale just starts like a movie. That does not necessarily pan out like that. Or it can, or it literally can. That might be the move that you need to do. I had to tuck my tail between my legs and go home and live back with my mom for like a year or two. I'm not going to say the age that I was, but I was an adult and it was different than coming home from college. And, even though I lived in my own apartment in college, coming home was just like, oh yeah, of course. Of course.
Yeah.
The second
Told you
time
you couldn't do it.
the second time coming home, but the first time is college, obviously.
Yeah.
The second time coming home, I was evicted. I was living in Hollywood. I was acting, doing everything that I was booking was passion projects for very little pay.
Yeah.
So to everyone else, I was like, "What are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? You can't pay your bills." I'm like, "But I'm acting.
Yeah.
But I'm acting. I'm doing it. I'm doing it." So for me, that was successful. Did it break my heart to have to admit that I no longer could stay by myself? Of course it did. How many of my acting friends had to do the same or were already living with their parents? All of them. Did I know that? No, because I saw them going to acting classes that were paid for that I could only spec because I couldn't afford them because I was paying rent. I was paying cell phone.
Yeah.
They were not.
Yeah.
They had a different support system, but I didn't know that. So my mental took a big blow.
Yeah.
And I listened to all of those people and I got me a job, a solid job, and I got back on my feet and spent the most depressing 6 years of my life self-doubting and questioning every choice that I made while I was at work because I knew what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And once I got out of that and restarted, things started to happen again.
Yeah.
So, of course, again, you guys might not know me that well. I do have projects out there. I am like a big deal, but
She is.
but I'm okay with this new bump because it's now gotten me a studio.
Yeah.
I'm now focusing on my own projects, and success is going to look like my own projects coming to fruition instead of waiting for those auditions and shopping those projects and going to Canes and going to these film festivals. That's my new journey. So will I be Viola Davis? Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe I have to do it myself.
Yeah.
Write my own How to Get Away with Murder, become my own leading lady.
Yeah.
And that's my journey and I'm okay with that.
I like that. I think that, like you said, if you don't know what the people around you are really going through, you only see like what you see and what they post. And a lot of times it's not anything negative. It's more so they're doing this, they're doing that. And it's like, gosh darn it, how am I not getting there yet? Like I've been doing all of this. I've been like, what's going on? What's wrong with me? And the whole time they in the same boat as you. They're just having a little more help than what you can receive. But they not finna tell you that because they want the illusion to be they got it figured out. And it's like, that's nice. But, everybody is not going to be able to keep up that illusion for too long. Now you're just being fake once the mask falls off. I had quit my my first overnight job because I'm like, this is not working. Like, I think I just need to go back to a day job. Because mind you, I didn't work in the day because I left that open for acting and, but it was just coming to a point where I'm like, well, I haven't booked anything. I'm kind of overworking overnight. And then I went into the daytime job world. It's like, I can't do this. Yeah, let me go back to overnight because maybe that'll work again. I'm here to tell you the overnight, finito. No, no good. I'm getting older, as we all are. And working overnight does not help you, actually. It takes years off of your life, quite frankly. And I want long lasting. And it's just not working. Because I thought that if I went back to overnight, all of the opportunities would come back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, maybe I just need to go back to what I was doing before. Although it was putting a lot of stress on my body and on my mental. I'm like, no, it's okay. Like, I can do it. It's going to be great. I'm going to book all the stuff. I hadn't booked in 2 years, much of anything. Now, a couple things here and there, but big things? No. So it just makes me feel like, okay, so what am I doing? What's going on? Why am I here? Why am I here working 2 full-time jobs and not doing anything with acting? What am I doing? So yeah, it it's very frustrating. But I will say, I do have a therapist and I do talk to her. And yeah, it definitely helps because it's just someone to talk to that can give you a perspective that you probably haven't even thought about. Even if you have thought about it, they can let you know in a way that's okay. Maybe you trip it just a little bit. You probably want to pull back or, pull forward, push forward rather,
Like you're on to something.
Yeah.
Dig in deeper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So definitely it's just tough. Adulting is tough. I'll just
There
put
it
it that
is.
way.
There it is right there. Because I mean, I know we're speaking on, being in the industry,
Mhm.
which is a whole nother beast. But life right now is hard for a
It's
lot of people. And I get that. And it's different.
Mhm.
It's way different. I mean, everything is expensive. The pay does not match, and it wasn't like
Mm.
this before. So it's a disconnect with people, a generation before us, especially because for them, it was not like this. A lot of people just graduated high school right into their careers. Now they're around retirement and they're looking at the newer generation like, why is it so hard for you to understand that you just work and become successful? And that's not how society
Yeah.
is today. I know so many people that literally have to have a part-time job with their full-time job
Mhm.
just to make ends meet.
Yeah.
And they're not in the industry. These are regular individuals with degrees. So it's not anything to, for us, the extra weight of feeling like we're failing is working like everybody else, all the average Joes, and having this dream and not, for one, being able to pursue it, and for two, feeling like being spit in our face with AI. Like, excuse me? I did not go back to the working job, like working industry. I could have continued being a waitress and all of these other odd jobs, but bills became bigger as the responsibilities became more and adult life. I don't want to be a roommate forever,
Yeah.
and that's another thing that people don't understand either is that
Mhm.
a lot of people what you see on the internet is not what is giving. Like I knew 6 individual men that lived in a studio apartment. Now, bless their hearts,
In
they
one studio?
in one studio because they came to California, to Hollywood to pursue the dream. And they thugged it out in that studio for a year and was able to upgrade to a 4 bedroom and really, that
Mhm.
is what you you start with and you
Yeah.
want that.
Mhm.
However, that was also when that studio rent was about $800.
Mm. Split between 6 folks?
Yes. So that studio today is about 22, same space. So I'm not going to do that, like I get it, but it's like, so for me to be able to survive and sacrifice and only have to pay $300 rent, I get a corner. That's the sacrifice? No, I'm going to do the losing sleep and, writing my script, writing my lead role, continuing to do those self tapes, even when we're getting those no's, because that yes is coming, and because that's the passion, that's the goal, that's the dream. And the beautiful thing now, giving AI its credit, you can do it anywhere. So, it's different. Now you don't have to move across the country anymore to continue to pursue.
Yeah.
And you have this podcast, you have a platform. So that's another thing that you have another lane.
Yeah.
And don't forget that.
Yeah.
So, you want to be Viola Davis, be Viola Davis. Start as Wendy Williams and then make yourself Viola Davis. I mean, I said I want to still be a singer and a doctor. So I'm writing a role
for that,
where I'm a singer and a doctor.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to be the same character if I feel like it. So,
hey, do what you got to do. But again, that is your creation, your own work, your own project that you are going to try and get out to the world. Not wait and see what somebody else think first, and then, no, you don't like it. Okay, let me go back to the board. Fuck the board. You already got it. Do it yourself. How do you stay hopeful in a slow season?
In my more mature self, that's where I get creative. I dig down. I have this beautiful childlike spirit, and that's where my Peter Pan comes out, and I'm like, you know what? Let's go the children route. So when it's a slow, like for my own career, I also have this goal of doing a children's channel. So right now is a very slow season.
Yeah.
So that's my focus.
Yeah.
So writing music, getting all that creative juices out for this show, this children's channel that will be coming to YouTube soon.
Hey,
So
let me know if you need a voiceover for
we're
kids.
definitely going to need voices.
Because I
need
love doing
characters.
those.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm so happy that you came. I really want to play.
That was amazing.
Oh, yeah. I did audition for Barbie when I first moved here. And it was just so funny because it was playing with the dolls. I don't know if it should still be on YouTube. It's Barbie. But playing with dolls and doing the voiceover. And I was like, oh, well, maybe I guess I can do a little, see what my voice can do. And I'm just, Barbie, so I really want to play with this. Would you like to play with blah, 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 blah. And I didn't think I was going to get called back. I'm like, hell, they think I'm crazy. And I got called back for an in-person audition, and then I went in and I'm like, wow, this is pretty cool. Let me do that same voice. But I didn't book it, but it was just like, wow, like they obviously saw something in me, otherwise they wouldn't have asked me to come in. But the experience was pretty cool because I didn't think anything of it. I just did it because I do make weird voices and sounds on my own in my own first.
That's perfect. And we'll talk after this podcast. There's a website I would need you to sign up for.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, because I had to see off topic, but hey, it's okay. If you don't want to watch it, don't. But I've been trying to get into doing more voiceovers because I feel like that's also a lane that I want to get into. Now, I have done a couple of things, but I think my first voiceover opportunity was with a guy I went to school with, college with in Tennessee State. And he's like, oh, I know you do acting. Do you do voiceover too? I was like, I can try, And it was for this animated musical. And yeah, that was my first voiceover opportunity.
Do you have any sound bites of that?
I would have to look and see.
Yeah, we definitely need that in your arsenal. Oh, and to answer your question, another thing that I do during slow season, and I recently got back into, is audience work. I absolutely love being on set. And that helps with my mental health when I feel like, oh my God, like I'm getting so far away from it. Just being on set, clapping, following in direction, even though I'm in the audience and it's not that hard to smile and
stand.
you know, it's still acting
Yeah.
at the end of the day. So that and background work is
Yeah.
constant. It used to be same day pay. That was the beautiful thing about it. I mean, that envelope, that cash at the end of those hours was just, ooh, for an actor,
That
chef's kiss.
sounds just gave me chills.
But so now it's a paycheck.
I gotta wait that little 2 weeks.
But it literally can be consistent. So as far as, you know, it's not going to pay your rent, but it will keep food in your refrigerator. It can pay your cell phone bill, it can help with car insurance. Like it's decent money and you're on set. So that is the key. Again, keeping active, you know, staying in the field and helping with your mental. Like, yeah, you're still on set. Like look at the cameras. You're still working, you're a working actor. Like that's using that vocabulary in your life and using those words and speaking that into you. I'm a working actor.
Yes. I am a
I'm
working actor.
I'm a working actor.
Working
As long
actor.
as I got paid for some things, I'm a working actor. So, you know,
Yeah.
next is SAG.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm still SAG eligible. Yeah. That big, yeah. No, it's great. I just, if I get that big project and I ain't got the money, because I'm pretty sure it's probably not 2,000 anymore.
But we'll get there.
Because that was the joining fee back when. I don't know if they done doubled it.
We're gonna get you there.
Yeah, maybe
Sponsors.
the check from the big gig is going to fund it.
And sponsors.
And sponsors, yes. Yes, please help me out. Do what you can. Help us out.
Click and subscribe to the channel, please.
That's all I ask. What do you think can help creatives when they're feeling down and they don't really know where to take their career per se? Now, obviously, you know, we're talking about mental health. So, you know, finding someone professionally to talk to. But if they can't do that right now, what do you feel like is a substitution for that?
I'd say finding a social group. Meetup, the site, is pretty good where you can type in the search engine and it's so many groups out there that just people that just get together, like-minded individuals. And I'm sure you can probably find a support group. And I know that support group kind of has this, you know, feeling over it when you hear support group, group. But
Like what
that's what you need, and you need like-minded individuals. So I would say, you know, find a creative circle. There's even resources on LA Casting where I don't know if they still do it, but they would have mixers. That's the word, mixers. You know, and they're free. And sometimes just going out and talking to individuals that are in the industry kind of helps a little bit. I know people can be pompous and everybody wants to talk about what they're doing. So it is important to, again, find like a meetup with people that are looking for that support of what they're going through, not to go to a mixer where everybody's going to be like, well, I did this and I did that. Because that's not, obviously that's going to make you feel like, oh my God, I'm so far behind, even though that's the point of the mixer. And again, speaking action words also helps with your mental health.
Yeah.
So, you know, getting down on yourself and what I could be and should be, know what I'm doing, what I am doing. Even if it's right now, you know, what I am doing, I'm still doing. And that's what's important.
Yeah.
So just reminding yourself you're doing and putting in effort.
Yeah.
And if you can't find a group, start a group.
I've definitely been lacking on the action words. So I definitely need to get back into that. Definitely affirmations as well. Cause yeah, I used to do them every morning, had them in my notes in my phone and just go through the whole list. And I haven't touched the notes section and that. And oof, it's been a long time. Quite frankly, I don't even know where it is in the notes. So we probably have to find that. But
Or giving yourselves pats on the back. You know, I mean, I know it sounds cheesy, but I mean, I put away the dishes after coming home from work out of the dishwasher and I gave myself a pat on the back because that is a feat I'm constantly cleaning other people's stuff.
yeah.
I don't want to do nothing when I come home. But I'm like, you know what? You did it. You said you were going to do it. You did it. You know, rearranged the studio.
Yeah.
Like I was sitting there and I'm like, I don't like this.
Yeah.
And what started as just moving one thing from one wall to the other turned into putting the lights back up.
Yeah.
Why are the lights down in the first place? So what? I'm not taking pictures or filming. This is a studio. The lights need to.
Yeah.
And now waking up in the morning, coming into the living room, I'm living in my studio. I'm doing.
Yeah.
You're doing your podcast. You're doing. You're
I'm
filming.
doing. We're doing.
You're doing.
Yeah, we just have to protect our mental health. Just block out all of the negativity, have boundaries. And I feel like if it's something that somebody's about to talk about that's going to be negative and that's going to cause you to make you feel bad about yourself, or not bad about yourself, but have that feeling of like, I really should be, walk away, because the conversation doesn't serve you. It's actually going to put more stress on you because you don't feel like you're in the space that they are currently in. So, just be a Debbie Downer. Walk away.
No, I mean, use some of that to motivate.
Yeah.
Like if it motivates you, that's different. But if it's downing, like if you can feel the difference. Envy versus motivation.
Yeah.
You can feel the difference.
You can definitely.
If you're leaning towards envy, you need to check yourself and remind yourself that's not your path. If you're feeling motivated, dig into that.
Yeah.
So, but I feel you. Like Debbie Downer, I need you to exit stage left. Okay.
And sometimes, like, somebody could be talking about something really great and like you're just not in the position to receive it. And that's totally fine, because sometimes we're not there with it. Like, and you don't want to be that person to bring that person down because they might not have booked in a long time and they're finally like, they're not trying to gloat and brag, but it's like, oh, like finally I did XYZ and you haven't gotten there yet. It's like, oh, I don't need about this. It's like, it's great, but it's just like, great. Like I'm already going through some other stuff and now this is another thing that I have to hear. No, so I think it happens. It's okay. But the people that do irritate me are the ones that like every time you see them, there's always like just something so extravagant and like so elaborate. It's like, oh my, I'm actually going to this place next. Like you're actually annoying me in this very moment.
Read through them before I read you.
Like I just sit there and be like, oh, that's nice. And just stop talking. Because eventually they stop. Because they realize she doesn't care. I don't.
No.
If you really knew, oh. But taking breaks without guilt, I especially in this business, like we've been talking about, we take these long breaks or you need to take a break because life be life in. And it's like, you know what? Yeah, I can't do this right now. I need a minute. I need several minutes. Matter of fact, I need a year or two to really rebuild, revamp, and come back even stronger. And there's nothing wrong with doing it. Now, the way you feel about it, I think it's going to be different because, it's like, well, am I making the right decision again? Like, should I stop? Should I take a step back? What if I take a step back and I don't get back into it the way that I feel like I should? Like, what if the momentum never comes back? All these things that go through your mind when you really do need to take that break. Like, how do you not have guilt?
I mean, I am not licensed or certified. I'm just
Again,
kidding.
we are not. We are just having a conversation.
Yeah, I feel like it's human nature. You don't want to quit on yourself. So if you really had a focus on something and you already have doubters, you had your own little self-doubt and you had this vision and you saw this timeline that only you created and it didn't happen in that form, so like, were those people right? And it's like, well, screw them, whatever. And then it's like a year goes by and 2 years go by. And not hopefully not for everybody, but then the third years goes by and you're like, wait a minute, when was the last time and you talk to your people in the industry and you're still passionate about what you want to do and and this and that and this is my goal and they're doing and you're not. So of course that guilt's gonna kind of bubble up like, dang, you know what, if I never would have did this, then I can still be doing this. And
Yeah.
who knows? Who could honestly say that?
Yeah. Because you don't know what you don't know.
You
And
don't.
you're never going to know what you don't know. Because you don't know.
You don't know. Exactly. So I continue I have to believe in this,
Mhm.
but it
And you have
wasn't
to
for
believe in
me.
yourself.
Yeah. And it didn't happen at that time that I made up Delulu because it wasn't supposed to happen at that time. That doesn't mean it's not going to happen because if I have this passion, this dream, this vision, it's for a reason.
Yeah.
So how I get there, get there.
Yeah.
And I think that's another reason why I'm carving out other lanes. They're not a deviation from the path. It is literally another lane in this same road.
Yeah.
So I can get there fast.
Yeah. It's the same route. It's just we got a couple of different lanes that you can get into. Some may be slower, a little backed up, a little traffic, but you're going to get there. It may be an accident or two along the way.
I'm on the 405. That's what it is.
Yeah. That's going to get you every time. 101
South Bay going to Castaic.
But no, it's just like, and I look at it in a perspective of like the work life too. Like you get comfortable. You get comfortable at a job that you don't want to be at, but it's a check. So, well, let's keep going.
It's easy money.
You know, you look up and you've been there for 3 years and it's like, why am I still here?
Like, when did I become full-time? This was supposed to be part-time on the weekends.
This was supposed to be a temporary little situation. Now you've been here a little too long. That is how I feel with the current job that I'm in now. Like I've been there too long. I'm a little, I wouldn't say comfortable because I never really felt comfortable there, but it's a check. And it's a check, like, and I need the check. But it's coming to a point where, I'm over it. I would rather keep my peace and my mental sanity than to work overnight and wake up in a panic because I thought I forgot to go to work and it's not even the day that I work. So,
Lord.
Yeah, the working people, we got to figure something out. And then I don't know if this is I don't know if this was like fake news, but I like vaguely read about it on Google, but I rarely click those because it just goes into something that I don't really want to read about. But I just glanced and I'm like, so wait, they're cutting down and only going to have like a 4-day work week instead of a 5?
First of all, they've been talking about that for like
Yeah, so I'm like, so y'all been talking about this since I was a kid, and that has been quite a long time ago. So when y'all gonna do it? And if y'all do it, how is that going to work? Is it still going to amount to the same pay?
It's supposed to. It's a 32-hour work week. It's full time.
Yeah, but like 32 hours is not
I mean, unless you raise the amount that you're paying.
Which this is what, and I just feel like this is what they're going to do. If they do the 4-day work week, 32 hours, cool. They raise the pay, cool. Now, everything else is going to have to be raised. So really, it's just like...
It should not have to. We are already in that status as of... And we don't even have less of a work week. If you just took one day off the work week, we would feel better about our lives. We would have less mental illnesses. Do you know how many countries give mandatory vacations? They call them holidays. Holiday. Doesn't that even sound better?
Yeah.
Holiday. I'm on holiday.
Yeah.
Holiday. It's crazy. They have mandatory lunches that are 2 hours. One country, they go home to cook for lunch. They go home to eat with their family at lunch and then go back to work. Do you know how happy? Do you know how happy I would be? Like, the thing is, we mush everything in the work schedule, having to work in the work field, not these gigs. Obviously Instacart, which I absolutely love. I make my hours. Actually, that's another thing. That's not dependable because if nobody's ordering anything because people can't afford anything, now guess what I can't do? Work.
Yeah.
So that forces me into a 9-to-5 type situation because these gigs are getting less and less.
Yeah.
So now trying to make a paycheck, a decent paycheck, 40-hour week. The client, the company wants me those 8 hours. They want those full 8 hours. My focus, my attention, everything, those 8 hours. I would give you 12 hours if you gave me more leeway.
Yeah.
If I got nap time, if my lunch was a decent lunch where I'm not scarfing things down because I have 30 freaking minutes
Yeah.
and drive through took 15. So now I'm shoveling everything, trying to get back to work on time because
And
I
it
have
took you 10 minutes to get there.
so it's not sustainable. It's not life. It's not living. So that plays on my mental health as well.
Yeah.
Because no, I don't want to be doing this. And it's not that I don't want to work. I love working.
Yeah.
It's what kind of work am I doing?
Yeah. I said that I hate working. And it's like, oh, well, this is when I say I hate working, I mean, I hate working a job that I don't want to do, but I have to do because I need the money. That is why I say I hate working. So maybe I need to be more specific when I tell people that. It's like, oh, you don't want to work. I never said that.
No, I absolutely love to
I
work.
actually like working.
You can look at some of my work on YouTube.
Quite frankly.
So yes, I love working. It's just the kind of work. Am I trading my time or am I trading my talent? Is it a trade?
Yeah. Am I being stressed out at work? And I've learned to try and not let a job stress me out because it's a job. But whatever I do, whatever job that I'm at, I take that as, this is what I'm here to do. While I'm on the clock, I'm doing this. That's it. I'm off the clock. Don't ask me about anything.
I wanted to bring up a point about mental health and working and the industry again and pull it from this perspective. I need you people on social media to leave these people alone when they go back into the working industry and you see them and you pull your phones out and you start asking them what happened to their career. That is not okay.
Very disrespectful.
That is not okay. For one, what we're talking about now, you don't know if this is a break in their season. You don't know what happened. And another thing, just because you see people on TV and you see people on episodes and all of these shows does not mean that they make a suffice income for the lifestyle that they're living or their family is living. You don't know what put them in that position. And that really tears at somebody's mental health because they already aren't questioning themselves. They have to put that uniform on and come into the public eye knowing that they were already in the public eye and are very well recognized. Like you were saying before, not being able to go outside and go shopping and all that. Imagine having to go back into the work field, into the industry of 9 to 5 and have people do this to you every day at your job.
Yeah.
That's gonna put a toll on you. Just like we see some of these celebrities that literally lose touch with reality and end up on the streets. That's why it's important to know that when you have your low season or your break in your career, or if it is over, that does not mean life is over. And as a creative, there's always a way to have an outlet. So it's really about, again, what success looks like for you. And for me, I wrote goals down as a child, like 15. I literally met those goals and didn't even realize it because what I thought it was supposed to look like. I didn't write that down on the paper. I didn't say I was going to have an HBO comedy special. That's not what I said.
Yeah.
What I said was I was going to be in a feature film. I was in a feature film.
Yeah.
Was it in Hollywood? No. Was it a blockbuster? No, that's not what I wrote.
Yeah.
So I had to get off of my own high horse and realize that that person is happy and proud because they have achieved all of their goals. What's wrong with you? Figure it out, So that's another reason why I'm like, as a creative, yes, acting is my passion. Yes, number one. So if I have to do it myself to get that done, like if I'm not booking, which for a long time, my character that I wanted to be was a leading lady or like a vixen. There was a lot of these that I was going to auditions and I'd come in with my 17-year-old looking face, even though I was 29, and I would not get these roles because they just did not believe me. For one, I didn't know, well, they tell you not to come in character. They tell you to come as a blank slate to get. Some need that push if they don't see it
Yeah.
in you. So they didn't see that because that's not, I looked like a child. So I kind of took on this persona and made up this character for this other audition, which literally had nothing to do with the audition. But I floored them, absolutely floored them. And I moved from the character I was auditioning to one of the co-stars. So, and it wasn't a huge thing, but it was just making that happen for me.
Yeah.
You guys don't see it, I'm gonna make it happen.
Yeah.
You know, so if I would have continued on, oh, they're not seeing me, oh, they're not seeing me, I'm only the next girl, I would have fell into this deep depression. And
Yeah.
like, I'm just never going to be. I'm like, no, I still haven't got the leading role that I want. Like Viola, and Viola is that's when you say her, I was like, yeah, I want to be Viola.
Yeah.
I'm trying to reel it in, like, it's okay if I'm not. No, Viola, I'm coming for you, baby. I'm gonna be up there crying with my Oscar too. But just knowing, like, even what she went through, as great of an actress as that woman is, that leading lady. What? You mean to tell me you weren't gonna give Woman King a leading role only because she had to be the strong, because she's a good crier, she's always the no. Yeah. She was Annalise Keaton. She was a sex demon, okay? And it's already, dark skinned women aren't really, we're either hyper sexualized or we're not sexy enough.
Yeah.
So for her to have that role when they would count her out, she doesn't have the European features and this and that. So that's what I'm saying. She made them see her as Annalise.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like,
Phenomenal job.
yeah. I mean, granted, that's Juilliard, okay? We're not going to sit here and pretend that she's just like, no, she's well trained. So definitely deserved. But so that's, I'm going to make those things happen. So when they're having their down season or you need a release, find that release. I say go look into city theater, get back into your roots, take an improv class, just do something that at least gets those juices because it's still a part of you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I love everything you said. But yeah, man, we really gotta focus on what success looks like to you. You have to start there first. It all depends on you. And then we go into your mental health because whatever you choose, that's going to determine. But moving on to a win is a win. So, what has been a win for you?
I know this is going to be aired and everyone can see, so discreetly. Again, projects that were completed. The win for me was the camaraderie and being able to come together as a unit, even though we didn't have much of the time to become that unit.
Yeah.
But we killed it.
Yeah.
We killed it. I think it's going to come out so good. Like just the things that we were able to accomplish and digging deep in our skills and talents. And we got to day play.
Yeah.
And for me, it's been a minute and being able to day play. And that was a win.
Yeah.
So
I like that. You know what? I'm going to second that. That was a win. It was a long time coming and we were able to conquer and finish. Good win. Now, some advice for creatives that you haven't given yet. Let's, stay in the realm of mental health.
Of course. You have to build a strong support system and there are resources out there. I don't know exactly where everybody watches this channel from, so I'm not going to give like the telephone line that's in California, but I know that there are local telephone lines that you can call and you can get resources. You can get free resources. So, everything costs today and that weighs heavily too, where you think, like, well, I can't afford the help. There's help. There's help everywhere, especially for creatives. Use those resources.
Definitely. Because you're going to need them. I'm just going to put it plain and simple. Yeah. Moving on to Take a Struggle. Let's ask Olivia some questions. So, would you rather know exactly when your big break is coming or have peace while waiting?
Those are struggles. Those are blessings. But that's tough. What peace? See, see if the peace equated with money, like financial peace, then that's the way I'm gonna go. But I do want to know. I'm gonna go with I want to know. The journey, as much as we're talking about the struggle and everything, sometimes the struggle itself, it can be fun. Like getting out of it and realizing how strong and resilient and powerful. That part, you don't get that without the struggle. But at least knowing so I can be like, okay, that gives me peace.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with knowing. Yeah.
I like that. Would you rather never experience rejection again or never compare yourself?
Now that is a struggle. Tough with comparing. You know what? I don't like this one. I'm gonna go with comparing. I'm gonna go with comparing, yes, because I don't want to say rejection is a part of life. People have their own preferences, even dating, casting, all of that. I can't be a pink pig. It's not pink. So rejection is gonna come. I'm gonna go with comparing. Yes, especially for my mental health. Stop it.
Yeah,
Stop it.
that's it. Would you rather achieve your dream faster or enjoy the journey more?
Man, that's hard to say. And I was just talking big about the journey.
Gotcha.
Man. Well, at this big ripe age, I think I'm gonna go with the dream. Well, I don't know. I want it now.
Last question. Would you rather be your resilience?
Resilience. I'm fine with knowing that I've been knocked down 9 times, but I got up every single one, and now number 10.
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
I like that. Hey, up 10. You heard it here first. For the people that did not watch the first episode, Behind the Scenes, Season 2, Olivia, please tell the people where they could find you again.
Yes. So I am on 3 social media platforms. I'm on Facebook. I know. That's D. Olivia Jordan. Also on Instagram and TikTok. Instagram is at OJ, the Juice Girl. That's OJTHA Juice Girl. And then TikTok, it's D. Olivia Jordan as well.
Awesome sauce. Well, you guys, that is going to be it for today. I do appreciate you coming again.
Thank you for having me again.
I've been doing my bringing people back little sesh, so I like it, to reflect on, past episode and then go into the new episode.
Yeah.
Again, like, comment, subscribe, leave a review, send an email, do what you can, please. I have not gotten any emails, rarely comments, but it's okay. The podcast is still new, but do what you need to do for me, please. Thank you. But we are going to go ahead and head out. I will see you guys next week. Bye.